Supporting gifted students in the classroom. Supporting gifted students in a general education setting requires a thoughtful approach to differentiation that challenges these learners without overwhelming them. Gifted students often require enrichment and extension activities that go beyond the standard curriculum, fostering deeper understanding and critical thinking. Here's how teachers can effectively support gifted students, illustrated with real world examples. First, a teacher needs to understand the needs of gifted students. Gifted students typically exhibit high levels of intellectual curiosity, creativity, and the ability to grasp complex concepts quickly. They may become disengaged if the curriculum does not meet their needs, potentially leading to underachievement or behavioral issues. To support them, a teacher needs to Number one, assess individual strengths and interests. Regular assessments and observations can help identify each student's strengths, interests, and learning styles. Two, set high expectations. Encourage gifted students to set challenging personal goals and strive for excellence. Number three, provide appropriate challenges. Design tasks that stimulate critical thinking and creativity without simply increasing the workload. There's a few differentiation strategies that can help in the classroom setting. So the first one's called compacting the curriculum. Curriculum compacting allows gifted students to skip parts of the curriculum that they've already mastered. This frees up time for more advanced work without increasing the overall workload. So, for example, if a student demonstrates mastery in math concepts for a particular unit, the teacher can skip the standard lessons for that unit and provide advanced problem solving activities or projects. For instance, instead of repetitive arithmetic exercises, the student could work on a math project involving real world applications like calculating the cost effectiveness of renewable energy sources. Another differentiation strategy is called tiered assignments. So tiered assignments are allowed or they're designed to instruct students on the same fundamental concepts, but at different levels of complexity. For example, during a literature unit, all students might be tasked with analyzing a piece of poetry. So while the general class and general students are focusing on identifying basic literary devices, gifted students can be challenged to explore the poet's use of symbolism and thematic elements in greater depth, perhaps connecting these to historical context or other works by the same author. There's also independent projects. So, encouraging independent projects allows gifted students to delve deeper into topics of interest, promoting self directed learning and research skills. So, for example, in a science class, while the class learns about ecosystems, a gifted student can undertake an independent project on the impact of climate change on a specific ecosystem. This project could include data collection, analysis, and presenting findings to the class, fostering not only the content mastery, but critical thinking and communication skills. Teachers can also use flexible grouping. Flexible grouping involves regularly changing student groups based on the task and learning objectives. So it allows gifted students to collaborate with peers who have similar abilities or interests. An example would be in, let's say, a social studies class. During a unit on government systems, the teacher could create a simulation activity where students role play at different branches of the government. Gifted students might take on more complex roles, such as drafting detailed policy proposals or leading discussions on constitutional issues, while still working alongside their peers in a collaborative environment. There's also Socratic seminars and debates, right? Socratic seminars and debates are excellent ways to engage gifted students in higher order thinking and articulate their thoughts on complex issues. So, for example, in a history class discussing the civil rights movement, the teacher could organize a debate on the effectiveness of different strategies used by civil rights leaders. So, gifted students could be tasked with researching primary sources, formulating arguments, and leading the debate, providing them with a platform to challenge themselves intellectually. Really, the key is to balancing the challenge and the manageability for students, right? We want to ensure that gifted students are challenged, but they're not overwhelmed. So it's really essential that teachers provide clear guidelines, ensure that students understand the expectations and have access to resources. Teachers need to also offer choice, allow students to choose from a variety of tasks and projects, increasing their engagement and ownership of learning. And finally, monitoring progress. Of course, regularly checking in with students to gauge their workload and stress level, and then offering support and adjustment as needed. So, a practical example of all of this would be something like a middle school English class. So, teacher noticed that a student, Alex, had finished a reading assignment quickly and seemed disengaged during discussion. To support Alex, the teacher implemented a tiered assignment. While the class read a novel and focused on character analysis, Alex was assigned to research the historical context of the novel, comparing it to contemporary social justice issues. This project culminated in a presentation to the class, which allowed Alex to explore the material deeply while sharing insights with his peers. By incorporating these strategies, teachers can create a dynamic and inclusive classroom environment that nurtures the talents of gifted students, ensuring that they remain engaged, motivated, and challenged without being overwhelmed. Thanks, and if you have any questions, feel free visit my website.